Kyle said early on, not slowing down at all on a 53-goal pace to start this season.
Penguins 6 points higher in the standings and in a wild card spot as both teams have defied expectations. Puck will be fired down into the Leaf zone. Tommy Novak on the ice. Letang has it. Up top is Evgeny Malkin, and that shot deflected in on Hildeby. Joshua works the boards. Unable to get it out. Here's a pass from Malkin, firing, and the glove stopped by.
Be able to stay teammates for that long and be as productive as they have. Pretty remarkable.
Here's Erik Karlsson, back to Malkin. That'll get vacuumed up once again into the Pittsburgh zone. Knocked off his stick by Karlsson. Nyes gets back on it. Works the board, sends it across. Here's Ekman Larsson. Trying to put it in front. Loose puck. Ekman Larsson scores! Leafs break the ice on the first shot of the game. And Oliver Ekman Larsson has a 9-game point streak.
How about this? End of the shift, you got 1 against 3. And just does an excellent job of keeping it alive, not panicking, buying himself a second or two, then finds the seam. And you get a little bit of a lucky break there off the skate of Witherspoon. And Ekman Larsson, you mentioned, man, has he ever been on fire? He flies right into the middle, just calmness there.
For his country so often, he's entered the conversation there too.
One of the Leafs is hit. There's a score. Is that Ben Kindle? Again, the rookie has his 3rd goal in 4 periods against the Leafs. And the power play lasts 8 seconds.
Knocks it like a good hard bunt down the 3rd baseline. Crosby wins the 2nd effort on the draw, gets it right towards the net, and yeah, just a spin and turn. There's a forehand whack. Not above the goalpost. And you could see the reaction. Hildeby never really picked it up. Look at all the sweaters around, and just a quick little flick of the wrist got enough of it to get in there.
Nyes will go after it on the far side. Here's Nyes working against Lazat. Domi up with the puck. Back to the line for Stetcher. And across McCabe, sending that on goal.
The Pittsburgh
Yours back at Madison Square Garden. You picked your spots. December 15th, 1985. Tavares with a backhand stop by Chilov. In for Easton Cowan, centering it. Back to Cowan, scores! What a pass from Nylander. Back to Cowan, and the Leafs regain the lead.
The sleepy part of this game over. This is just good hard work in the offensive zone, and how about that give and go? You could see Cowan was almost starting to turn. Nylander looked like he was going to shoot with his stick in the air. Look at the feet of Cowan. All you saw there, a little bit off balance because he wasn't expecting it back. But what a job of making the adjustment and making sure. And Easton Cowan, man, coming off.
Boy, the game accelerates here after a very slow opening 5 minutes. Here's Malkin right on. And Hildeby with the stop, the rebound to Waugh. Lost it, go back. Handed, swept away on another nice stop by the Hildebys. Now Mervis with a backhand flip ahead. It'll be kept in momentarily by Witherspoon. He got knocked down there by Joshua, who's been noticeable physically in this opening period. Down to 6 minutes remaining here in the first period. Kevin Hayes looking for Crosby. Here's Crosby with a sharp angle backhand. The rebound. Malkin gets his own rebound. Back into the middle again. Shooting, and he just missed. And the puck touched by Ekman Larsson. So Pitt has the Leafs in the lead, but now Pittsburgh looking to tie. A big stop there by Hildeby on a redirect from Sydney into the period, barring any further infractions. Cowan tried to work his way in, gets it up. It's a breakaway, short-handed. Blake was off, and Hildeby gets a piece of that.
It's a very straight-looking wooden blade. You know, you go back to how different the technology was there. So Sid not only deflecting a little bit there with his shot, but
McMahon coming up with a puck in behind the net. Took it away from Graves. Back to Riley. Oliver Ekman Larsson on that 9-game point streak. Riley, and it's scored! Change direction in front. And it looks like Bobby McMahon's got the Leafs up up by 2.
And has watched Dakota Joshua sit up there, Max Domi sit up there, and you know, you're on a roll where he hasn't been able to be all that productive. No points in the last 6 after a good little run, and this line has started to get a little traction. The big hits early on with Dakota Joshua, and what a great deflection there.
Tried to swivel his way in front. Gets it now to McMahon. Here's Stetcher trying to get it through. Knocked down. Joshua scores! Dakota Joshua! And the Leafs have a 4-1 lead. His first in 15.
Craig Berube, but I think Leaf fans have been clamoring for. Can you get involved? Can you be physical? Well, he did that early on. You talked, Kyle did, about getting into those tight areas. Another example, made the play that kept the puck alive behind, and then a quick turn and snap, and you want to talk about a good feeling.
Into the middle, and McMahon couldn't reach the pass. Back the other way is Billy Koivunen. Here's Koivunen through, and Hildeby comes across with a terrific stop.
So we'll say never trust forwards to play defense. This is a play, Myers, yeah, he's like, that's my guy. Don't now, you're coming from behind, and the hand pointing, but this is the wrong for Waugh. Let the defenseman do his thing. That's not your guy. And that almost opened up a tap in. Koivunen with a nice pass across, just couldn't get enough of it in.
To Shea. Ryan Shea's in deep, in behind the net, back to the line, rest, and Hildeby had it underneath. He was looking behind, which is never a good feeling for a goaltender. Hildeby able to hang on long enough for a whistle. Matthews comes up with his own rebound, spins it to Domi. Domi for Ekman Larson, stops short side, big stop by Jari.
You finally got a little bit of momentum back, and then you get hemmed in your own zone. Good cycle play with the D-man going down. Ekman Larson again.
Trying to provide a screen. Here's Matthews. Nylander. Matthews fires, bouncing in front, and down was Jerry when the Leafs unable to put it by him. Good hustle by McMahon to get in there first. Tied up. Gets it loose, and it jumps the stick of Riley. Chased back there by Dewar. Wall with a pass. Played in front towards Domi. Takes it away from Jari. Scores! Nick Waugh from Max Domi. And it's 5-1 Toronto.
Doorstep earlier on, but just good rotation to the front. And it's Domi who jumps right on this, kicks it out, and then what a thread pass. Just a saucer right on Nick Waugh. I know it's a power play goal, but Chris, there's that third line. The hat-trick
tonight, Chris.
And they start the third period, Kyle, with 57 seconds remaining on a power play.
Never really had time to feel good about each other on the road. You spent some time together, but if you're miserable, that's no good.
There's a chance in front, scores! You know who? And it's 5-2. And Sidney Crosby is now 15th all-time in NHL goals, one ahead of Dave Andreychuk.
Forget about him, the focus on the puck, and he just gets lost. Lost behind the coverage. Oliver Ekman Larson has to try to force, and then quick hands. Forehand, backhand, just slides it across, and we've seen this so many times. Stop it quickly, and Hildeby needed to try to push.
Crosby trying to catch up to that. Myers knocks it away from the front of the net. Up ahead it goes on the tape to Domi. With Matthews over the line, drops it off. Matthews scores! Auston Matthews beats Tristan Jarry and restores a 4-goal Leaf lead with his 10th of the year.
This is what keeps you in the NHL as a top player. That's a great play along the boards. He knew there was pressure there. Nyes makes the play, and then right through the screen.
Under 7 to go now. And a steal here, Robertson scores! And the Leafs have 7. The convert is good.
He's not expecting maybe that little aggressive play to jump up. Why not? You got a 4-goal lead there. This is that night to get guys off the snide a bit. Just 1 goal in his last 9 games for Nick Robertson. What a thing of beauty.
And this wraps up what is the most convincing win of the season so far for the Maple Leafs.